Recently, my friends and I got together to talk about the idea of a skate park here on Pensacola Beach. But after talking about it, we decided it could be more than just a skate park.
I spent a lot of time skateboarding on Pensacola Beach growing up. We would typically skate the pavilion, the hotels, the boardwalk, the school, and the churches. And normally we would get kicked out of all these spots. My friend Nathan Pooley mentioned that there's this group of kids today that are having the same issue as my friends and me had like 20 years ago. So we thought it could be a good opportunity to start a conversation and potentially help do something about it. What are some of kind of like the key things that you heard?
Every single thing was positive during those meetings. So I love to hear the balance, with even like what they might consider negative, we see it all as positive. We're going to make it all work. They wanted shade, natural shade. They also wanted places to hang out. So you don't just walk from the skate park to the sand and, just chill areas. The other thing is, people mentioned it would be sick to have a pump track, little bit wider pump track. That sounded awesome. So that, people can just kind of surf it, bike it, and, and skate it. This is great. Ultimately, a master plan is what's needed for this. To look at the entire vision so everyone can see if everyone's being represented, if it's what the community wants, and then we can adjust it. Something that almost looked like it benefits the school, the church, and Cowley Park in general.
Then I think we kind of established a deeper problem where it's not really serving the people of the community at large, whether it's families that are bringing their kids there to play, and just not feeling that it's been, kept up in the way that it could be, or just utilized in the way that it probably could be.
I think a place for the kids out here on the beach to say, have their friends come over and say, hey, come hang out at my house, but there's nowhere for them to go, a park for them to go to. Yeah. There is a park there. There is a track there. There's an awesome green space in the middle. There's a hockey rink and basketball goals. There's a tennis court. But then there's sand spurs and large divots, and the track has large cracks in it, covered in sand 90% of the time. The park for the younger kids, if they were to bring their little brother there, he's gonna get cut by some rust or fall off of a slide that is not kept underneath. The tennis courts are lacking shade. It's kind of an easy fix.
Like normally when I go over to her house, if we're not down at the sound or we're not surfing, we're probably skating in her driveway, or we're just inside, and it'd be really nice to have some place to go to kind of like we said, if it's in the winter or if there's no waves, we can have something exciting to do, keep that thrill and adrenaline going.
I just think, just committing to that space to make it a nice hub, a well-maintained space that everyone can count on going to and it being maintained. Adding a skate park or stuff that the kids this age would really like to partake in would give something for a whole family to go and do. Add in and reorganize even what you have going on there, re-envision this, kind of bring a little bit more beach culture environment into it. Could be a cool space.
It's an opportunity to build a culture of community, I think, in a way that is accessible for everyone, not just like we were talking to the kids and the playground aspects, but we can dream kind of big because that space is so big, whether it's a walkable space for dogs or there's the misters. I think that's such a cool way, and then the nature of having palm trees providing the shade, and just doing a couple landscaping things that like are pretty easy to upkeep. But I think, you know, the culture that I've seen start to build around some of these new parks that have popped up, or parks that have popped up in the last 10 years, is, you know, when we go down to the park and we see trash, we're like, oh, we love this park, so we want to invest in it because we love it, and we'll pick up the trash and make sure it's, you know, thrown away. But I think it builds a little more, like we were saying, like culture around the beach.
I really want to happen because it's like good for kids and adults alike to get like their creativity and like imagination and like let that out, and that's a good kind of outlet to do it. And I don't know, it'd just be a really cool space if like you could have multiple activities, and you'd be more inspired to get outside and go do things instead of just sitting inside. Because like you're at the beach, it's beautiful, but like you want to have some place to do like activity at.
Let's come together to reimagine Cowley Park as a fantastic hub for the next generation and their families. Your voice matters. Join us now and let's make a difference.